Rhetorical devices.
Situational irony, allegory, and simile by Elena
Sabrina
and Sophia.
An allegory is a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. One well-known allegory is Edgar Allan Poe's The Masque of Red Death. Edgar Allan Poe's allegorical poem illustrates humans' inability to escape death. The characters attempt to evade death by locking themselves in an abbey and a multitude of other means, but they are still unable to evade it. The Red Death represents how no one can escape the grasp of death, because death takes no material form and it cannot be stopped. Another allegory is in Wall-E. The movie shows a time after the deterioration of Earth. The humans living at that time all live in space because Earth is unfit for living. It shows how important keeping the Earth clean is. To all the children watching, it seems like a movie about a cute robot, but in reality, its hidden message is that people need to work to save the Earth.
Next, let's move on to situational irony. Situational irony is when the audience expects one thing to happen, but something else entirely occurs, aka a plot twist. Have you ever heard of Messy Room by Shel Silverstein? It is a perfect example of this situational irony. The speaker in Messy Room criticizes the room extensively. He names all the untidy aspects of the room, saying underwear is hanging from the lamp, the chair has become quite mucky and damp, and whosoever's room this is should be ashamed. From this description, the audience is led to believe the speaker is perhaps the parent of a messy child. However, in the last lines, the speaker says, you say that it's mine? Oh dear, I knew it looked familiar," revealing that the room actually belongs to a speaker. Next is an example everyone is familiar with, Frozen. Throughout the movie, the audience is led to believe Hans is the good guy, and the man Anna will marry. We are led to like him because he's so nice and everything we want for Anna. In a huge plot twist, the audience is shocked to learn that Hans is actually the villain when he says, "Oh Anna, if only there was someone who loved you." In this way, what happens and what is expected to happen is completely different from what happens.
Now let's talk about similes. Similes are these great things that compare two unrelated objects using two magical words, like or as. What are some examples of similes? Well, let me tell you. They are in most literary works, but you can also find them in basic conversation. Romeo and Juliet is an amazing example of multiple rhetorical terms, but more so with similes. One example of simile in Romeo and Juliet is, "Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night like a rich jewel in Ethiop's ear." Here, Romeo compares the brightness of Juliet's beauty in the night to a beauty of a jewel in Ethiop's ear. Another one they use is love a tender thing? Is it too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like a thorn? Here they compare the pain of heartache to the thorn pricking your skin. You know who else likes using similes in their literary works? Edgar Allan Poe. In The Raven, he says, "On the morrow he will leave me as my hopes has flown before." This compares the abandonment of a special person to the abandonment of this person's hopes.